Alright, you guys, so I noticed on my moderator function on my channel that I got two requests for main Speedcube and recommendations and stuff, and my mains and stuff. So this is just going to be what that is. So let's get to it. 2x2, I have two different main Speedcubes. I have my Lanlan and I have my Shangshao. They're both pretty equal in quality. The Lanlan is slightly faster, probably just from more use. But the Shangshao cuts corners better. So I use them both. And I'd recommend them both. Although I still want to try a V-Cube too. 1, 2, 3. Oops. 4. What did I drop? Can you see that? Oh. Alright, so 3x3 suggestions and my mains. I have 4 different mains that I use. For one-handed, first off, I recommend the F2. It's really fast, it cuts corners really well. It's just an overall good cube. Yeah, so I use this mainly for one-handed, but I do use it for two-handed sometimes. The Diane Linhui. It's probably my slowest of my main Speedcubes, but it cuts corners ridiculously well, and reverses really well too. Alpha 5 is my main Speedcube right now. It's fast, cuts corners well, and it has the CubeSmith bright set on it, minus pink. So yeah, this is my main Speedcube right now. And finally the Diane Guhong, which everyone loves who has it. I actually recently put QJ Lube in it. Oh, here it is. And it actually, it was uncontrollable before I put it in, and it actually slowed it down a bit, and that was actually pretty nice. So now it's a lot more usable than it was. So that's it for 3x3s. Again, I use all 4 of these as my mains. It just depends on what I want that particular time. 4x4. I have 1, 2, 3. Well, I had 4, now I only have 3 because one's broken. But I've had 4 4x4s. And the Shangshao was by far the best one. It's fast, it cuts corners pretty well for a 4x4. I don't have a Diane MF8 or a Amaru, but I've heard things about the Shangshao that is pretty much the exact same thing as Amaru, and except smaller. And for people who have small hands, that's really nice. If you have big hands, definitely go with the MF8 Diane, because I've heard that's really good for people who have big hands. 5x5, I only have one decent 5x5, and that's my YJ. Cuts corners well. It's actually pretty small size comparison to the Shangshao 4x4. It's actually not that much bigger at all. Considering the pieces are pretty small, sometimes they get locky and a piece twists out of place. Like here, I can probably give you a pretty good example with my Rubik's brand. I don't even know why I still have this. But a piece will sort of twist out of place like that, and you have to realign it, except it's a lot harder to do in the YJ than it is in the Rubik's Cube, or the Rubik's brand, because it's just a lot harder because it's smaller and has a better design. So, yeah, that's it for 5x5, YJ or V-Cube, actually. I felt a V-Cube and it was really nice. 6x6, my only 6x6 is a V-Cube. And as far as I know, it's the best V-Cube, or it's the best 6x6 on the market. I've never tried the Ghost Hand 6x6 or the YJ 6x6 or whatever. But I'm pretty sure they can't come close to the quality that V-Cube is. V-Cube makes really, really, really high quality cubes. So yeah, I'd recommend, and I use, the V-Cube 6 for 6x6. 7x7, I use my Ghost Hand because it's my only 7x7. But I am really, really, really considering getting a new 7x7 and getting a V-Cube, because this is getting worn out and it's kind of poppy and it's a little bit out of control. The V-Cube is more stable and and just a better overall cube after it's broken in. So I'd actually, even though I don't have one, I'd recommend the V-Cube over this. Although it is $13 more expensive, the V-Cube is still better. Square one. I only have one square one, and I don't really even know how to solve it. I've solved it accidentally a couple times, and I know some general things about it, but even though I don't know how to solve it, this is still a really good puzzle. It's the MF8 square one. The only one I've heard that really compares to this is the cube twist, and I don't have one, and I probably don't plan on getting one, considering I don't even know how to solve this every time. Like, I don't know the parity algorithms. So, Pyramix. This is the stickered QJ Pyramix. Not much to say about it. It's good. I don't know if QJ or if Pyramixes in general can cut corners, but it's good. It's a nice speed. The stickers are a little bit smooth, so they kind of slip around a little bit, but sorry, I'm not warmed up at all to give good examples of how fast it is, but it's really fast and just a good Pyramix. And finally, because I don't have a clock, I have Megaminx. I'm actually in the process of modding this right now, so it's not that great right now, just because of all the things that still need to be done and all the cube dust that's accumulating in the cube. But once I clean it out, it'll hopefully be better than it was. This is the MF8 V2, and I've heard things about this cube that, like, it sucked really bad when it comes out of the box. I don't know how or why, because when I opened this one, it was really nice, and I don't know. But the highest quality Megaminx you can buy is Mefferts, but this is a very good cheap alternative. So yeah, that's all the WCA puzzles. If you want me to do any other puzzles that aren't WCA regulation, leave me a comment.